So Brick4Kidz is a very, very old, 2-decade-old brand from USA, right from the land of USA, which deals with STEM-based education via Lego bricks. As I said earlier, Invision Brands is extremely focused on making a child's academic journey in its formative years from the ages of 3, 4, when the child starts their academic journey, to the ages of 13, 14, when really it shapes up the career, it shapes up the passion, it helps the child identify what they are good with. And in that particular age, we help and aid the children to make an informed decision after having a thorough understanding of the kind of subjects that they learn in school. Brick4Kidz is one such brand which goes on to make the complicated concepts that are taught in school, whether it is science, whether it is technology, whether it is engineering, whether it is arts, whether it's mathematics, the seemingly complicated and boring technological subjects are made simpler, easier, and fun by Brick4Kidz. So basically, this is the Playway franchisee in which the child does not come with the added pressure of learning something or educating themselves. They come with the pleasure of with the sole purpose of playing, with the sole purpose of enjoying themselves in one hour. And after that, at the end of the 1 hour, they walk away enriched with the experience because it was playful, interactive, and fun for them. And at the same time, it was also a learning lesson that they learned by the end of the session. So if I talk about Brick4Kidz, what Brick4Kidz is, we learn, we build, and we play with Lego bricks. It's the largest provider of STEM-based education in the world. If you talk about STEM-based education in our national education policy also has been given great emphasis for the simple reason that STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, are the core subjects that form up 90% of these students' careers. But unfortunately, these subjects in the Indian curriculum are kind of complicated due to the absence of an interactive teacher, or the child generally runs away from these subjects because they seemingly require more energy, more time, and more effort on the part of the child to understand and grasp these concepts. And that's where Brick4Kidz comes in, while it tries to teach all these concepts via Lego bricks. It's a 20-year-old program, massively successful, the world's #1 pioneer in incorporating STEM-based education via Lego bricks. It has about 500 odd franchise centers in across 40 different countries. 1 million students have already taken the benefit of these classes and moved on to very fulfilling and rewarding careers. We have a collaboration and presence in about 15,000 odd schools with a family of 2,000 instructors spread across the globe, and very proudly becoming the largest provider of STEM-based educational enrichment program. Right from the start of this brand in the year 2009, when it ventured into franchising, it has gone on to win one award after the other in the franchising arena. These are just some of the ones that I could fit into a slide, but there are many, many more awards where Brick4Kidz has been facilitated to make early learning and academic journey of a child very fulfilling and rewarding. We work on the basic principle of empowering today's students to become tomorrow's innovators. With the concepts like science, technology, engineering, maths, these concepts are the building block of the nation's economy. Unfortunately, children generally become resistant to these subjects when they are growing up. If you ask 10 children in a random sample of what is their most hated subject, 8 to 9 of them out of the 10 will answer either maths or science. That is simply because the concepts have not been taught in an interactive manner that could help the child to be at ease and understand the concept. And that's exactly where the vision for Brick4Kidz comes in, that it brings inspiration and innovation to every child in the world without it feeling like that it's an added academic burden. The values that we go with are creativity, critical thinking, communication, collaboration, learning, imagination, and most of all, fun. Why STEM education? Why did we choose this particular industry or sector? STEM is the future of the economy with the kind of importance that is being given to STEM-based education across all the education policies, the national education policy that is still under debate by the parliament. Even that talks about incorporation of much more interactive methods of imparting STEM education to the children. STEM education in itself is not just academic in nature, it is the future of the economy and not just about delivering academic knowledge. It helps the child to learn critical thinking, thought process evolution, problem statement solving, innovative solutioning. Yeah, it gives them a unique opportunity to work in some kind of a teamwork structure because growing up, whether they start a business of their own or they choose a corporate career or a government job or a solopreneur opportunity, or any kind of a creator economy that they become a part of, teamwork, collaboration, leadership, these skills, project management skills, technology skills and implementation are the skills that are going to make them successful future professionals of tomorrow. And for that, STEM education cannot be overlooked. Why robotics? If you have seen in the last 5-10 years, robotics, coding has seen a massive explosion in the Indian educational market. 50% of the jobs today are going to be automated by the next 2 decades. And I think it would be even faster with the kind of developments that we are having in chat, GPT and AI and ML. Robotics and codings are the future for tomorrow. And if the child is incorporated from the very beginning into understanding these concepts, then it just becomes a very smooth and effortless integration into their corporate professional lives. So who is the target audience for Brick4Kidz? We are doing this from the ages of 4 to the ages of 13 to 14 plus. So basically from preschool to the middle school, during which these subjects are introduced and during which the child has the opportunity to fall in love with these subjects. So we have kindergarten, which is ages 5 and 11, preschool classes, which is 3 to 4, and middle school workshops with advanced robotics. We serve every age group. If you look at the chart, right from 3 to 5, where it is simple brick building, brick model building by understanding how to visualize a particular project, a particular model, and figuring out a way of making that happen in front of them via Lego building bricks. For 5 to 7, again, we work into brick model building, wherein we use the Lego's classic and technique bricks in order to help the child develop different models that they see in books. When they create it with their own hands, it just gives them a sense of accomplishment and a much clearer sense of understanding and thoroughness in their learning of the subject. 7 to 9, we have comic creations, coding, robotics, we do Scratch, Lego-based model building. And 9 plus onwards, of course, the more complicated ones come into play, which is movie making, coding, EV3, video game designs, and many, many more such models. We have about 25 themes already. Now, if you talk to a child about the video games that they like the most, they would be either saying Minecraft or Roblox or Fortnite or Angry Birds. And these we have incorporated as different separate individual themes. And every theme incorporates 6 lessons of science, engineering, technology, and mathematics. So by conduction of each of these fun activities, at the end of it, the outcome is that the child learns a lesson of any of the subjects of STEM via Lego brick building. Multiple streams of income for a franchisee who is looking to partner with Brick4Kidz for a franchising opportunity. We have multiple sources of income. Typically, this is an after-school program wherein you could have clusters of children in your center, and you could impart those classes on an hourly basis with them and charging on an hourly basis. Or else you could conduct it as an in-school workshop wherein you work in school in collaborations with the schools and conduct the classes in their premises and work out a financial mode of working between you and the school authorities. Summer camps, birthday parties are extremely popular and revenue generators across all the 500 franchisees that Bricks4Kidz already has. You could also do a kids night out, any kind of a special event, any kind of a birthday event. Kids Lego-based, Lego-themed birthday parties are extremely popular. You could have numerous workshops for preschool, elementary school, middle school, and even the senior schools. You could have family night outs, you could have camps, you could have kids night outs, any kind of model that you can think about where the child and their parent is involved, you could convert that into a revenue making model for yourself. We are running two successful models for Brick4Kidz. One is, which I typically call business in a briefcase, which is your work from home, which is typically wherever your business Lego kit is, that is where you start a class. The other is with a physical location, which is a creativity center. Now, creativity center will obviously incur a larger expense in the form of around 15 to 20 odd lakhs, whereas the work from home opportunity is a slightly lesser opportunity between 9 to 10 odd lakhs. Now, Brick4Kidz, as I already said, being the largest provider of STEM education, it follows the guidelines of CCSS, which is Common Core State Standards for maths, and NGSS, which is Next Generation Science Standards for 21st century kids. And these are the globally most accepted and acclaimed standards for science and maths teaching. And Brick4Kidz is empaneled on both of them. We provide complete 360-degree end-to-end support in terms of marketing, advertisements, any kind of presentation material, templates, complete training delivery to the content consultant who's going to be delivering the classes in a Bricks4Kidz franchisee, the sales and marketing material as to how to pitch this to schools, how to pitch this to families, how to pitch this to your parents of children who walk into your center. You also have a dedicated FMS, which is franchise management system, wherein you get access to your own dashboard from where you can centrally monitor every single operation of your franchising, be it sale, be it lead generation, be it lead follow-up, be it accounting, be it generation of receipt, be it creation of the model, be it creation of the core structure or business operations. All of that is given by Bricks4Kidz as a part of the support system that we provide for our prospective franchisees. So a home-based business model, as I already said, it is called business in a briefcase. The briefcase contains the Lego kit. You could go, you could tie up with or collaborate with organizations. You could collaborate with academic institutions. You could collaborate with schools. You could collaborate with tuition teachers. There's a lot of manner in which you can collaborate and deliver the classes on an ad hoc basis. And that's one of the easiest ways of achieving a quicker break even and starting to make profits, because the investment required is less and the returns are much more massive. The Creativity Center, as I already said, it will take about a place of about 800 to 1,000 square feet area, and the investment will be anywhere between 20 to 50 odd lakhs, depending on the kind of area, land, and the region or the posh locality in which you are running this. We have complete curriculum and instructional content with us. As I said earlier, we have about 25 themes, and the R&D team of Brick4Kidz USA is continuously working on development of more themes. They keep adding 2 to 3 themes with 6 lessons each every year, year on year, so that we have a bigger and bigger library as days go by. Now, how we deliver these sessions is, as I said, 25 themes. Each theme has about 6 odd lessons. So total, you have a library content of 150 odd lessons. Every lesson is about 45 minutes to 60 minutes, some of them extending up to 90 minutes also. So you have that instructional content wherein you can, and all the activities are independent of the other. So all the activities cater to one or the other scientific, technological, mathematical, or engineering concept. And at the end of the activity, the child understands and clarifies that concept via the model that they have built up. Students need, they could be very simple projects like hands-on designing designing machines, robots, catapults, pyramids, vehicles, aeroplanes. And while they're designing this, they get to understand each and every part and what does it do and what does it stand for. So it just makes learning much, much more playful. Similarly, children who need more challenging projects, or children who are more into the advanced stage of project building, they could use coding and robotics and stop motion, animation, movie making, designs, game designing, video game creations, and all of that. So we learn, we have extensive teacher guides that we provide to our consultant so that they get a complete understanding of this is how they have to prepare for the class. They go through the content material, they do a demo building themselves so that they can assist the child wherever they get stuck in the class, and also go through the outcomes of each lesson so that they can ensure that every child gets that outcome. They build, so we learn, we build, and we play. At the end of this entire course of playing, building, and learning, every parent wishes to understand what have they understood, what has the child gained at the end of each class. So we have a STEM worksheet that the child fills up. Again, a very interactive and a playful worksheet, which they can go back and show it to the parent as to what they learned. These are called our take-home handouts, which clearly project what the child learned during the day. So we learn, we build, and we play. That's the motto we work on. If you talk about let's talk a little bit more or in detail, in depth about the kind of school programs that you can do. As I said, you can do an after-school program or an in-school class. You could do it in 5 modes. An after-school program could happen once in a week, which is a weekly or a weekend kind of class, or it could happen on a day-to-day basis. That also can happen from Monday to Friday, wherein they can come for a weekly class, 5 classes in a week, and continue for about 8 odd weeks and complete all the lessons. So that can be an after-school model, which is a weekly class model, and an after-school model, which is a weekend class model, wherein they only come on Saturdays and Sundays and learn the concepts, stay there for 2-3 hours, learn 3 concepts, and go back. Similarly, you can also have morning preschool enrichment programs. These generally happen in the early mornings of the starting hours of the preschool, wherein they are much shorter in duration, wherein it typically caters to the preschool segment, because children are brightest and most energetic in the mornings, particularly children of the smaller age group, and they've just come from their house, they've just come away from their mother, so they want to be immediately engrossed into something which is playful, something which is interactive, which is fun. So morning preschool enrichment programs are again one of the major revenue generators for a preschool, for a Bricks4Kidz franchise. The kind of skill sets that we are trying to impart in the child right from the age of 4 to the age of 13 plus are innovation, originality, novelty, adaptive thinking, some kind of critical thinking skills such as problem solving, reasoning, planning, inquisitive nature, and propagation of it, so that they start questioning the why, what, and the how of things. Once they start questioning the why, once they start questioning the what, and once they start questioning the how of things, automatically a concept becomes clearer instead of having to learn it up. Collaboration, as I said in the beginning, since this is a team activity where about 8 to 10 children are there in a batch, so they learn teamwork, they learn collaboration, they learn partnerships, they learn adjustability, adaptability, they learn flexibility, compromise, they learn leadership, they learn responsibility, and also communication skills, because at the end of the class, some of them are picked up and asked to explain what is it that they did throughout the 45-50 minutes. So it just goes on to develop their articulation skills, in which they can very easily form sentences and throughout it. Their presentation skills improve drastically. Their listening skills also, because they are listening to their fellow classmates, talking about it, retaining it, reading the material, listening to the teacher, listening with empathy. All of these skill sets, which are your 21st century modern skill sets, which are required in any job arena that you go. This is what our cornerstone of the learning at Bricks4Kidz is. All the projects, one very important thing is that all the projects are mapped to the school curriculum. So if you look at it, habitats, life cycle, camouflage, materials, length, shape, area, size, distance, circle, heights, angles, circumference, gravitational force, circular path, acceleration, centripetal force, projectile motion, velocity, Newton's law, all of this, all the projects that are mapped are things that are taught in the classes. And unfortunately, 80% of the class mugs it up or learns it up to score marks in exam. Brick4Kidz brings an innovative solutioning against it to make the study or make the learning of such complicated concepts easy like water. This is the report card that they generate. If you're doing an in-school program, enrichment program in the school, then this is the kind of report card that you can generate. It gives a feeling and a good feel factor to the parents also, that they see and they can see the progress of the child as to how he or she has done in a particular activity. Now, how, as I said in the beginning, there are multiple sources of income that a franchise partner can run. One is camps. So you could have an Angry Bird camp, comic creator camp, any theme camp. Star Wars, Bat Leagues, EV3, Gameo, mining, Roblox, Minecraft, Space Adventures, Star Wars. So all of these things, these are themes for camping. You could take them for a camp and organize Lego-based classes there. Similarly, you have profit centers. If you have your own entertainment center, you could organize a birthday party. If you are a solopreneur who's doing business in a briefcase and does not have an entertainment center, then you could book up a community hall which can seat about 35, 40 odd children, and you could do a Lego-based theme party. You have 25 themes. You could select any one of them and organize a Lego-based Brick4Kidz theme party for children's birthdays. Now, this kind of support system, I wanted to put in some screenshots wherein you understand the kind of support system that we give to a child, a franchise owner mini that we give to our franchise partners. So we have a franchise owner mini site. So you get a mini website, which is created by the USA team, completely created, developed by them. And if you have any changes that you want to do, you can do that continuously, because you have access to a WordPress site domain. From there you can make the changes, or else you can just email the changes, and the tech team, IT team at the USA center takes care of it. So this mini site is not just a social validation of your franchisee, it also acts as a major lead generation engine. We do national advertising on the media level. The USA-based brand also advertises. Me at Invision Brand, I will also be advertising from my headquarters in Delhi across for all kinds of regional, so that we can push maximum number of leads generation. And once the leads start flowing in for your region, we can push it across to all your all the franchise partners who are there in that particular region. Franchise management system, as I said very early in the beginning, this is a snapshot of how the franchise management system looks like. So you can go through how the reports of how your teachers are performing, which parents are you in touch with, what is the status of the lead, when do you need to follow up, what are the kind of schedules that are coming up for you, which classes are going to be organized when, what are the locations that your campaigns are running, what kind of reports do you want to generate, what has been the lead generation mechanism in the last 3 months. So all of that is centrally managed by this franchise management tool, which typically acts like a CRM for the entire business operations of your organization, of your franchise. We provide the complete access of this franchise management tool. Coming to the kind of franchise territory description and the fees involved around it. So what we are doing is we are giving a territory. We are looking for unit franchisees, multi-city, multi-unit franchisees, and master franchisees. So master franchisees would be either for a complete state or for a bigger city. For example, we would offer master franchisee for Bangalore, as well as a super master franchisee for Karnataka as well. We would offer a master franchisee for Delhi and a super master franchisee for complete Delhi NCR as well. So that's the kind of demarcation that we are doing. While unit is always an option, if you want to start out with a unit franchisee, we could do that as well. How we demarcate territories is, in a particular city, you will have a territory demarcation of 50,000 to 250,000 population, or else a radius of about 6 to 7 kilometers, or else a territory in which you could have around 100, typically 100 public and private schools. The kind of fees that we charge is about 10,000 odd US dollars, which typically translates into 8 lakh rupees as the franchise fee. But for the people attending the webinar, this is going to be a flat 50,000 discount, wherein we give the franchise fee at 7,50,000 at the time of signing of the agreement. For any additional territory that you feel you need to take from me, it costs you an extra amount, which is 6 lakh rupees. If you're looking at a multi-area development or a complete master franchise right for a city or a state, I'll be more than happy to get on a call and do that discussion with you and customize a deal which benefits both of us, and it's a win-win situation. For month-on-month operations and loyalties, we take 7% of the gross revenue month-on-month as my royalty, wherein the minimum royalty due is about 37,500 rupees. We will be waiving it off for the first 6 months as an added incentive to the people who are attending this webinar today. We also take about 2% additional, apart from the 7% royalty. We take 2% as the global marketing fee, because there's a lot of marketing effort, PR, advertisement, promotions that happen from the brand's perspective, from the brand's level at USA, and of course from our level at Invision Brands. So we charge an additional 2%. So more or less totally comes down to about 9%, out of which 7% is the royalty on sales and 2% is the global marketing fee. Complete training is given, the training fees of which is included in the franchise fee already. The complete hands-on end-to-end training for understanding the curriculum, understanding the franchisee, understanding the different collaterals that you have, understanding how to pitch to schools, how to pitch to individual parents, how to pitch to academic institutions, how to run your digital campaigns, how to get leads, what does a lead cycle look like in a franchise management system, how to do accounting, how to do auditing, how to do consolidation, how to ensure that you can upsell to your existing customers. So that entire exhaustive training for 7 days is done 7 hours daily, and at the end of which all your queries are cleared upon, and the recordings of all the trainings are also shared so that you can go through them later on wherever you get stuck anywhere. And of course, the physical hands-on 24/7 access to your franchise management system and access to the help desk is anyways there, wherein our response time is as less as 2 to 4 hours of receipt of the challenge. So we have 4 days of comprehensive training, which typically should happen in somewhere in St. Augustine, where they have a physical, where they have their physical headquarters, or else it could happen virtually. So in our cases, in all the Indian franchisees, we should typically be having it virtually, but we could also arrange and encourage rather our franchise owners to go along with us to USA, see how this center runs, because that's a different experience and a different level of learning altogether. As I said, franchise support, you will get your own email IDs from the Bricks4Kidz domain. You will get your own website. You will get your own social media handles. You can use the logos, trademarks, the complete franchise management tools, any kind of quarterly review mechanisms, annual trainings and workshops are there. As I said, the R&D team is continuously working on new releases and new themes. So you will keep getting informed on real-time basis as and when new themes keep getting added to your franchise management system. We also have a new model called the Brick4Biz model, which is typically for children beyond school, preferably in 10th, 11th, and 12th, and probably a little bit of college. Because this is more to do with business understanding and on the advanced concepts of robotics, design, AI, ML. So all of those robotic simulations are taken care of by this. So ideally, we are giving a Brick4Kidz franchising for the age groups of 4 to 13. But if somebody who's a prospective franchise partner needs to inquire about Bricks4Biz, because they have good connections with colleges and higher universities. I'd be more than happy to entertain any queries around the same. The modus operandi remains same, the working methodology is same, the support system remains same, just that the program is better designed to address the higher age group students. In summary, why Brick4Kidz? You could you could create a legacy business for yourself. It's a solopreneur model wherein you don't need a complete team to work with you. You can start off as a business in a briefcase and then move on to create a wonderfully profitable, sustainable franchisee. Be a part of revolution making in Indian education. There is nothing in Indian education that has something like this. Business Bricks4Kidz is not just the pioneer in India or the first entry into India. It is in the world. It is the first person to have done. It is the first organization to have done that. Fourth, it's an extremely profitable business model, very low cost investment, but very high returns. And fourthly, it just is associated to something that is so sentimental for an Indian parent. So the kind of clientage that you have is never going to dissolve. Your customer is always going to be there in the market, and you will always have a huge pool of potential leads or prospects, which you can convert into business. So that's why you should be going for Brick4Kidz model. My ideal business Brick4Kidz franchisee is somebody who's either a woman entrepreneur or a woman corporate professional who's just taken a maternity break and but would like to create something of her own, would like to do something of her own. Typically a mompreneur or a couple who's looking at starting something, or somebody who's a retired teaching or an academic professional, somebody who's a management professional, all of these profiles, somebody who's had a flourishing corporate career for about 15, 20 odd years and would now want to settle down with something that they can call as a business of their own, which is typically a plug and play model because the entire brand IP is created, ready, and good to go. You just have to become a part of the Bricks4Kidz family and start earning and assist and allow us to assist you in making a successful and sustainable entrepreneur of your region. Largest provider of STEM education. I started off with this. I will end off my presentation with this. We have projects for all categories: elementary, junior, high school projects, businesses, sports teams, Brick4Biz, Brick4Kidz. All of these are different modules are catered towards making science, engineering, and maths simpler to children. So let's create this environment of playful learning for children and be a part of this revolution that we are trying to create in the early learning academic sector for children. Thank you so much.